protect Mueller's probe. What can we expect for round 2 today? And might the Democratic Senator Chris Coons feel as though he's on track to get his vote? Senator, was that an encouraging answer? Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, Brian. Thanks for a chance to be on again. Bill Barr is a seasoned, experienced former Attorney General. He served in the administration of George H.W. Bush, and he handled what was a very long day of questioning yesterday quite well. On the core issue of whether he will protect Robert Mueller's independence and allow him to pursue his investigation to its conclusion, I was reassured and encouraged by his statements. But on 3 very specific things where I was asking for simple and clear commitments, he equivocated or hedged or said depending on the facts. And that had to do with whether he'll be allowed to pursue whatever testimony he feels necessary without interference by the Attorney General, whether he will release the full final Mueller report, and whether or not he will seek and follow guidance from the DOJ Ethics Council. In all 3 of those cases, he gave a hedging answer. I will have the opportunity to follow up in writing to ask follow-on questions, and I'll be looking closely for how Bill Barr answers those questions. And
just real quick, because I want to move on to the shutdown, does he still have a chance to get your vote?
He does. I'm keeping an open mind. We have another day of hearings today with outside advocates from law enforcement to civil rights leaders.
All right, shutdown's 26 days old. Is there any reason for the American people watching us right now to feel as though the impasse is going to break today, tomorrow, or Friday?
There's a whole group of us who are talking, but I'll tell you the next best move is for the president to agree to reopen the government and let us begin working. I don't expect the president to capitulate. I do expect him to compromise. You've got a Speaker of the House who's completely dug in, a president who's completely dug in, and clearly there's going to have to be a compromise. We're not going to build 1,000 miles of border wall. We all know that. It'll be something less than that. And for us to have a meaningful conversation, we've got to reopen the government. This isn't good for our safety as a nation. It's not good for our prosperity.
Senator, the problem was the Speaker said, I will not build 1 mile, 1 meter of fence. Not a barrier, not a steel wall, nothing. That's the problem. There's no give there.
Well, as you know, on Fox News Sunday, I said that I disagree that a border wall, that a border fence is immoral. It's a piece of infrastructure. There are things about the president's immigration policies I find immoral, but I think it's important for those of us in the Senate who want to work together to end this shutdown, to begin finding some middle ground. But the important first step is the president has to reopen the government. Without that, frankly, we've got thousands, 40,000 federal law enforcement officers today working without pay, and we're putting people at risk. I have a close friend who works in aviation who said, frankly, between TSA, FAA, NTSB, we are really straining the system. I don't see how this is a conservative principle that we've got hundreds of thousands of folks not working who will get paid.
I hear you. Senator, it's unbelievable, but I think both sides are to blame here, and hopefully level heads can get together like you and Lindsey Graham and come up with something. Senator Chris Coons, thanks so much. We'll watch you today.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, straight ahead.